Here I am with my buddy Terry. We're out on the beautiful Okeechobee, getting ready to get started. He promised me 3 things on this trip. 1, I wouldn't want to leave. 2, we're gonna catch 5 8-pounders every day. And 3, that we're gonna have a lot of fun. Stay tuned.
For sure.
Yeah. Good fish. Yeah, buddy. Now we're seeing some fish come in the boat.
Better, huh?
Yeah, much better. 5 of them and a kicker. Oh, we go.
Still resident though, real dark.
So there you have it. The Big O humbled us. This place was fishing tough this week, and we have no excuses really, but I do want to say that every fishing trip, every tournament, every practice, you should learn something. And that's what growing as an angler is all about. And I've got 5 lessons that I learned, even on a fishery as tough as this was to us this week. I learned a lot of things. And here's 5 things that I learned that truly going forward are going to be great things to keep in mind when I got my tournament in February. And if you make a trip down to the Big O, these are things that could definitely help you out on your trip down here. Lesson number 1 from the Big O. This is Florida, and they say the sun is different in Florida, and I'm here to tell you they are exactly right. So the first day, it was a little chilly. I forgot my sun buff, my Fish Monkey sun buff, and I paid for it. Look at this. Look at that sunburn line from just one day in Florida without my sun buff. Well, the rest of the trip, I made sure I had my sun buff, my Fish Monkey sun buff, my Fish Monkey gloves on religiously, because Florida's no joke. The sun will beat you here. So lesson number 1 from the Big O, wear your sun protection. It's needed here for sure. Lesson number 2. So the Big O, you see right there, See that little patch of grass out there? That's a reed line. So the Big O is covered in reeds, tons of reeds. And from where I'm come from, if you see a reed patch like that, you don't run over it. You don't run through it, because it means there's a high spot, there's a shoal, there's a rock patch, there's something there that those reeds are able to cling to. So you do not run through a reed patch where I come from. Totally different here. This place is chock full of reeds. A lot of the boat lanes are cut right through the middle of the reeds. If you get lost in a boat lane and you need to get out of it, you can cut through the reeds. There are some exceptions on this lake. There are some places that it is hard ground or a rock jetty or something like that, and that's just map studying. A lot of that stuff is very, very well marked on a lot of good maps and GPSs and stuff like that. But I'd say a good 90% of those reeds out there, plow right through them, because they're all in the same depth. They're all, 3, 4, 5, 6 foot deep, and you can go right through them, no problem. So that was a new experience, cutting through reeds with the boat. Definitely something we don't do at home, because you're gonna lose your lower unit. You're gonna have some damage to your boat. Not here on the Big O. So lesson number 2, that grass is a little bit different out there. So just know what you're getting into. Lesson number 3, make sure you got a good pair of eye protection when you come down to Florida to fish a lake that's full of grass like the Big O is, because flipping and pitching is a very, very common technique here, and especially with a big body of water, like you can't even see the other side. Sun protection and projectile protection is what my Wiley X provide, and I don't know how many times I had to jerk the Texas rig or punching rig or whatever I had out of the grass, and I love knowing that I have a good pair of sunglasses to protect my eyes from that weight coming back and hitting it. But also, day in, day out, sunglasses just help you see your environment and see what's going on. You can see that rogue reed patch or whatever. I caught one of my fish noticing just a few little stalks of reeds that was off the beaten path, and if I didn't have sunglasses on, I probably wouldn't have seen that. So just make sure you got good eye protection when you come down to Florida. It's a must-have. So lesson number 3, get you some good eye pro. So lesson number 4, I'm gonna keep it really simple. The Big O is named that for a reason. It's big. It's a big lake. You can't even see the other side if you look straight across the middle. It's huge. It's like a mini ocean. When the wind gets over 15 miles an hour, this place can get rough. We were very blessed this trip not to have those conditions. 3 days of pretty calm weather, but locals, people in the know say this place gets super rough, 15 plus mile per hour winds. Be careful out there. You will get some big waves, and it can get pretty scary. So Big O, 15 plus mile per hour winds do not mix. Just remember that. Lesson number 5. So I was a bonehead this week, and I brought mostly fluorocarbon rigs, setups. I believe so much in my Seaguar Tatsu fluorocarbon that I was comfortable bringing 15 and 20 pound fluorocarbon and thinking, oh, I'll be fine. It'll give me a few more bites because it's not as visible as, say, braid, and it'll do good. That was a mistake. The Big O is all grass. That's what you're fishing, is mostly grass. I mean, it's some oddball stuff out there, but this lake, you're fishing grass. You're gonna be fishing grass. No question. Braid just does so much better. You can rip your tackle out. If you get hung up in the reeds, if you get hung up in the pads and you need to or the hyacinths, and you need to get your lure back out, you can rip it out with braid. The higher pound test on braid allows you to get it out of there, allows you to save your rigs. If you want to try fluorocarbon, there's some guys that do good on this lake with fluorocarbon on different applications, but most of your stuff you need to prepare with braid. And I love the Seaguar Smackdown. I wish I would have had it on most of my rods this week, and that's a lesson I learned. So lesson number 5, the Big O being a grass fishery, get your braid out. It cuts through the grass. It allows you to save your tackle. Definitely one lesson I wish I would have learned earlier, because I lost some good stuff this week. Well, there you have it. 5 lessons from the Big O itself. We didn't set the world on fire or catch rates, but you can always learn something from your fishing trips. And just make sure that when you go out there, you keep a positive mind and you try to learn something. And that's the only way you can grow as a fisherman. So thanks again for tuning in. Thanks for watching. And I hope this helps you when you make a trip down to the Big O.